Hi everyone. Thank you so much for coming to the screening and thank you staying for the Q&A. It's really a pleasure to be here with you all and also of course with Nujoom. I'm Fatoş Üstek. I'm the curator of the public art commissions this year at Alserkal Avenue, which is titled Between a Beach and Slope. Again, the title is borrowed from Nujoom's poem with the same title. And I was very much interested in looking at that in-betweenness. And as we have seen today with the nearby sky, which also gives a scene from the film to the public art commissions, we have kind of witnessed Fatima's story as well as the story of her camels and her family and the story of this land, perhaps. And, as an incredible, prolific artist, filmmaker, poet, I'm delighted to have this conversation with you, Nujoom. And yeah.
Thank you, Fatosh, and thank you again for coming to this screening and for staying for the Q&A.
So what I want to start with is, there's so many things that we can talk about, but first of all, I'm interested in your journey with Fatima. And how did you find her? And how long did it take to kind of like bring this together? And then we can go into the, I would say, the features of the film.
I learned when I started making films to search for the characters. And I keep looking for them in newspapers and forums, and I also keep asking my friends if they come across someone who's really interesting to tell me. And I received a call from one of my friends. She was also, she used to study with me in the US. And she told me, Nujoom, I wanted to tell you about this woman. Her name is Fatima Al-Hamli. She's a camel herder, but she's fantastic. She's amazing. Maybe you can reach her. She saw a story about her, I think, in the National newspaper. And it was just very difficult to reach Fatma. However, I got a commission. I got approached by one of the biggest organizations in Abu Dhabi. They wanted me to make a film about women leaders in the UAE. And I suggested also including Fatma Al-Hamli. I told them maybe you can reach her, and I gave them her name. They called the national, they got her number, and that's how we went and filmed her for their forum. So after finishing that, I told her, Fatma, what do you think? Would you accept making a film about you? She said, of course. And that's how I started working with her.
She's a very strong character, and that for me it was very interesting that when you are following her, you're also building a portrait of the society and how it's almost these invisible borders and boundaries that women still can't penetrate, let alone be part of. What was your methodology about this?
Um, Well, usually I like to work with the characters. I believe that we learn from each other and we go through a journey together. It's not about just filming them. It's not just about putting them in camera, but also living with them and giving them the space to reflect on their own narratives. And it is easier when you work with women because we can speak same language, we can understand each other, we can hug, we can kiss, we can have these personal moments together. And that was also easier with Fatma. And honestly speaking, we talked about this earlier. I noticed that the women of UAE, They are very generous, very welcoming, and they really open their heart to you, and they are straightforward. If they want to be filmed, they will tell you from the beginning yes. If they don't, they say no. And that's also easy to deal with because filmmaking is not a joke. It's a lot of investment. It's investment in time and energy and money as well. And usually, when I start any new film, like money is not there, the fund is not there. You have to work on raising fund for any project, and that's how I invest using some of the money. For example, sometimes I receive prizes from previous films, so I always put them aside. And when I start a new journey with a new film, I would say I would create a teaser and start raising money for the film. That's what happened with Fatma's film, and with other films as well. Fatima, okay, there is the other part I mentioned at the beginning, living with them. Usually my approach is anthropological approach, which is like being with them, going through their daily activities, and also following their journey. And for Fatima, I noticed that it meant a lot to her to win. Winning was something that she wanted so badly, and also uh, it is an event, or it is a moment for the film that is important also to create that curve, that that kind of reasoning or twist in the film. So I would go back and forth and attending one race after another, and hoping, really hoping that she's going to win in one of these races. But that didn't happen. And Fatma was so proud of her camels, but also her camels, her camels, everyone in this business has his or her own camels that also reflect their financial capability, and it depends on that level. So when I started attending the camel pageant competitions, I was looking at the camels and comparing them with Fatma's camels, and you can tell it is going to be tough because the camels that are there are gorgeous. They are so beautiful, so beautiful, and very divine, very beautiful creature. And also the judges, they know what they are doing, and it was a tough time for Fatma. I hope that it became easier for her now.
I mean, you're thank you for explaining to us, because when watching the film, it does really come across that the camera is almost like an invisible presence, and that does take a lot of time. That this kind of like growing familiarity with a crew, because I imagine it's not only you, but you have a crew with you all the time. They're going in and out of their private spaces and private conversations. One thing I wanted to talk about is also, like, in a way I feel, yes, you are an artist working with painting, sculpture, installation, or you write poems. You've published 8 books and
11.
11. Sorry, I always mix that number. 11 books, and then also like you have multiple films. And I do feel that the way you use metaphors, symbolisms, and allegories are so strong. I mean, I don't think you need me to explain the kind of allegorical connection between the camels and the women, and how their bodies are also objectified, not only through beauty contests, but also through how they are related by their owners. And I have to say, one thing that really grasped my attention, and I don't know if it was intentional, but that there's only 4 places you use external sounds, because most of the film is the natural sounds, the cosmetic sounds in the scenes. But there are 4 scenes, and the first one is when the camel is being washed and we receive this like classical music, and then second time is again about the camel, and I think the fourth time is Fatima when she's looking for her mother in the kind of like twilight. Was that intentional? Could you talk about how you also layer your films as if it's a bit like writing poetry, if I could suggest or propose?
Yeah, thank you. I love Fatosh reading, not only of films, but also of artworks. And she's been giving me these amazing, fantastic readings, not only about this one, but about the video installation. I hope that you will have time to watch it. If you noticed from the beginning, I start with Fatma in the desert, where she was on the camel. This is not an easy scene because Fatma stopped riding camels. Long time, she doesn't ride camels. So I asked her after filming her, for almost a whole year. I asked her, would you be able to ride the camel? Because I heard her story when her father kidnapped her. And I just wanted to film that scene when she's with this person crossing the desert and going somewhere she didn't know. Now we don't have the privilege of filming a child, but I found it more meaningful to have her in this age going through this journey to reflect on this story that was deepened in her whole life. And the way she was talking about her mother, she had this yearning to be with her mother, and until you saw her in different scenes yearning for this relationship. At the beginning, when she called her mother and she said, I call her every morning before even having a breakfast. So I was thinking how to reflect on this, how to capture this, how to show the audience that that line, that another layer of Fatma's story, and also to end with it. And yes, you have also to build the background soundtrack and sound music, or music track for the film or for these moments.
Thank you. It's so beautiful. And it's also, I think, in that sense, it brings us, yes, you have recently been working a lot of like female protagonists and bringing their life or bringing light to shedding light to their life, but I also feel like it's kind of like comes on a personal level. It's also, we all have experiences and lived moments that still haunt us, a bit like the ghosts of the past that keep lingering in our psyche, and that informs our decisions, informs our yearnings. And perhaps, Fatima's yearning to win those competitions is perhaps also to kind of like claim a visibility and presence and maybe pride for
Yeah, I think
herself.
she wanted also to prove to herself, to her family, to her daughters and her sons that she can do it, to her whole society that she can do it. And then after she noticed the the interest of people into what she's doing, she started dreaming to go beyond the UAE, beyond the region.
I mean, she has 5 phones for that, so and she's famous. So please do follow her on social media. One last question before we open the floor for questions, and Mariam is there with her microphone. Is something I also want to say about the way you depicted the desert. It's almost like, I mean, the way Fatima relates with it, it's like, you know, she has her childhood games, almost like making circles on the sand or digging it up for we don't know why. And that it almost felt a bit, of course, maybe there's also a color connotation with the camels' colors and the color of the sand, but it did feel like the desert in its vastness, but still a containable body, as if those camels. What do you say about that?
The color palette is yeah, like when you are in the desert, it opens a new door for you. And since I work with color, I also think about the color grading, the color composition, and having this woman with her Bedouin outfit always in juxtapose with the desert colors, and most of her camels are like blending in the background in the deserts. I always call that part of the UAE where Fatima has her farm. It has this mocha color. I call it the mocha color of the sand, and I love it. And for me, I just wanted to show that beautiful, beautiful mocha color, like painting the whole screen. I think I was lucky also to have different DOPs with me. This is another sad part, but also a good part. Like because I was filming over a year, you cannot keep filming with the same DOP.
Director of photography.
Yes, exactly. So whenever there is a chance, there is someone who can come along. I would go with someone else. So that's why I have to keep the line, the direction contained and unified, even though the DOPs were changed.
Thank you. So yeah, we have burning questions already. One, please raise your hand so that I know where to follow next. Thank you.
Hello, hello. Thank you for this amazing film. It keeps coming to me. This film is about pride. It's about failure. It's about like you didn't sugarcoat it. Maybe her son lied to her to make her feel good at her. Like, okay, I'll do whatever I can to make my mother happy. So maybe he made up this kind of winning. It keeps coming to me two things. This is like our very very own version of Don Quixote, female Arab Don Quixote. She's keep chasing this not mirage, but this ambitious, this ambition about winning and a lot of factors
Yeah.
come in the decision. And another thing, why didn't you think to transform this into a feature film? Because the audience globally, I think it will be more interested. A couple of years ago, I watched Hajjan. Hajjan is a Saudi film about.
I judged that film
Yeah,
also
yeah.
in Saudi Arabia.
So it's it's similar. Some similarities.
Yeah.
But he's a boy, a little boy. But this is kind of it's one of a kind. It's a unique. I never watched something like this. So have you ever watched? Think about?
Anyway, I liked your interpretation of the Don Quixote. However, I disagree with you in terms of turning Fatma's story into a fictional story, because this is the beauty about it, because you see a real character, a real a real person, and with a real ambition. She wants to prove herself, and she's fighting, and that brings strength to the film. If she was fictional, I don't think it's going to be that strong. The film gained its strength because of Fatima, because of what she added to it and to the story.
And also,
Yeah.
so our audience member was saying that documentary might have limited audiences or audience outreach, but the fiction might have more. But this film also won multiple awards and been screened internationally
and
as well.
it's been screened internationally as well. Of course, the luck of this type of films is that it is, like when you work in documentary, people, they think that you are making films for TV. However, TV doesn't, doesn't accept this type of films because it is a feature film, a feature documentary. They want around 52 long films for the breaks, for advertisement breaks, and so on. So yes, and it is not easy to get into festivals. This film was very lucky to be in the international competition at Dubai Film Festival, and it won first prize. And the competition wasn't easy because it wasn't local, it wasn't among, but it was international, among other films. And it won again a regional big prize for in the Gulf, what it's called, the GCC Film Festival, which is regional. It also won first prize and other recognition and prizes. So it got the chance to be seen, and it is still, requested. Fatosh requested it to be presented to you, and I think she's not, an ordinary audience. She's very professional audience.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Nujoom. Do we have any other questions? Oh yeah, one from the back. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Can you hear me? Good.
Perfect.
Thank you so, so much. Congratulations. I wanted to say that she already won. She won. You know, she won in her own eyes. She won by this film happening. She won by presenting herself. She showed herself as a woman of courage, determination. She is an inspiration already, and that makes her a winner. It wasn't, the camel in a way was a symbol of her courage, you know, and yes, the men needed the award at the end. She already won.
I like that. Thank you.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much. Do we have maybe one more question? Okay. Thank you.
First of all, it was absolutely amazing. Just thank you so much for creating this. I want to ask you, which year was the film shot, and do you still follow her journey?
It was shot in between 2013 and 2014. It was released in 2014. And Fatima got her account, Instagram account hacked several times. So it wasn't easy to follow her. And also she became quite famous in taking part in symposiums and competitions and traveling regionally. So she became also very expensive. Yeah, it's not easy to like now. I think it will be very tough for other people to make a new film about Fatma.
Very interesting. Thank you so much, Nujoom. This has been an absolute pleasure to collaborate with you and to screen this film. And as Cinema Akil announced, we are starting the retrospective of Nujoom's films. I recommend you to see all of them because they're all very different and they're all very resonant. Yes, that's going to happen this year. So please do follow Alserkal Foundation and Cinema Akil's program. Thank you so much, everyone, joining us in this beautiful, I think, spring evening, and look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you, Fatosh. And allow me to thank also Alserkal Avenue for choosing me this year to be one of their public artists and to honor my films, to select them, to bring them, like to be screened and to have interesting and amazing audience like you watching them. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and also another thanks to all the Alserkal Foundation. No, we can't do that. You can thank us. Is it going to be coming up now? Corner signage. Yes, we already announced it in the beginning. That a prose by Nujoom accompanies a screenshot of this work on the corner of the Alserkal Avenue. And but also, thank you so much, Nada, Mariam, all the crew who has been helping us to set the stage and filming us throughout the evening. Do you want to say anything? Okay. Good night.